Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk today about how we budget. We are a one income family and a family of 6. I'm gonna try to simplify as much as I can and make it easy if you are brand new to budgeting and you have never created a budget, or if you have been doing a budget but it's not been working, or you just need a little bit better idea on what to do, how to do it, some tips. This is what I've been doing for a while and it works for us. So take whatever you want from this video, adapt it to your own income, your own family, and your own situation. Every single budget is going to be different for every family. I choose to do our budget on Excel. Setting it up took a little bit of work in the beginning, but now that it's set up, it's something I have been using an Excel file for probably about 5 years now, and it has made budgeting so much easier. I really like that I'm able to copy and paste things. I don't have to rewrite it out every single month. But if you prefer to use paper, or some people even, you could use an app on your phone. The most important part of all of this is just sitting down and starting. It's gonna look messy when you first start, but that is totally okay. Get a blank piece of paper and I will show you what to write. Write down every single bill or expense that you have. I organized it by the due date. And then when I'm done, I just made a total. The next step is to write down every single debt that you currently have. And then I just totaled up our minimum payments on everything that we are required to do. And then I totaled up all of the debt that we have at the end of 2019. Our goal in 2020 to get these 3 big balance credit cards paid off. After you have done those steps, I'm going to show you what we use in the Excel file. I have taken this right here. I have this monthly expenses tab, and that has all of those expenses we had written on the paper, as well as my total debt, the exact same thing. This, it's just written from here and it's right here. This is an extra step to track our debt, total debt that we paid off in 2019. That is what the first page in my Excel file looks like. It has all of our monthly expenses, the amount, when they're due, and then I just took the information off of this sheet that we created. The next tab I have is our actual budget. You need to write down your paydays. When do you get paid? Do you get paid weekly, once a month, twice a month, bi-weekly? For us, Ben gets paid twice a month. He gets paid on the 15th and then he gets paid the last day of the month. He is also salary, and so the amount of his check is the same every single check. This makes it really easy for us. If you're someone who varies a lot, write down the last 3 months' income and then add each month up, and then take an average of those and use that as what you are budgeting for. Since my husband is salary and his checks stay the same, I use the exact same amount to budget for every single month. This is what I budget for, but it's actually under what my husband makes. The exact number is a little bit more. This tab, it says the month on it. Write out our paydays, and then I write out the amount. We get paid the 15th and then the end of the month. You're gonna take your bills from here and you are just gonna write them in, and you wanna make sure that if you have a bill that comes out on the 23rd of the month, that you're putting it in the check, because he gets paid the 15th and the 31st. It needs to come out of this check. Number one priority for us, like I said in our debt payoff video, is that we tithe. After you have gotten all of your obligations in, then you can write down anything else that has to go in here. For example, we have our groceries, our gas, Ben has a monthly spending amount. You have to order dog and cat food. Same thing down here. I use a calculator on my phone, super simple, and I minus everything, and then this is what is left over. So this actually has a negative balance here, which I would prefer for it not to, obviously. But like I said, this is a low ball of my husband's check. I know my husband's check will be a little bit more than this, and I am $27 over what this amount is. So I know that that'll be fine because my husband's check is a little bit more than that. And so it's gonna cover this amount here. And then down here, I am good to go. I still have about $9 left over. Right down here, just have our monthly income, the paydays that it is. If you had 4, you could put 4 in here, budgeted amount from right here, and then the actual amount when it comes in. Our savings amount is the beginning of the month and what it is at the end of the month. When my husband's check comes in, since this is Excel, I can copy all of this, and I just copy, I paste, and fill in the actual amount. If you were budgeting the actual amount of your check, you would not want this to be over. I will just write paid in the columns and bold it out so that I know that that bill has gotten paid. That is what I do with my budget. And when it comes to the next month, this is super easy, and I can hit create a copy, and then I can just rename this, and I can do February, delete that there, and then I do the exact same thing for the next month. You could take another piece of paper, you could write your paydays here the same way, the dates, and the amount that you're going to choose to budget for. We had 2 things kind of pop up the very end of this year that we're going to have to focus on first and get those 2 taken care of before we can go back to taking care of the credit cards. When you write down your debts, you want to make sure that you are writing down from the smallest to the largest. Whatever the smallest is, you want to focus everything you have on that until it's paid off. You want to do minimum payments on everything else. It's going to be super easy for you to take care of that, pay that off, and then move on to the next thing, and then move on to the next. As far as savings is concerned, we're not currently setting money into a savings. We are following Dave Ramsey's advice on that. And his advice with that is to have only $1,000 in an emergency fund. And if you have any more than that, to put the rest towards debt. And if you have less than that, then that is your first focus. If you have nothing in savings, the very first thing you want to do is set aside that $1,000 as fast as you possibly can. We also chose to pause Ben's 401k contribution until we have our consumer debt taken care of. As far as groceries go, we struggle to stay within our budget. Any category we have that we kind of struggle with, I go to the ATM and I get that money out every single payday, and it goes right into this envelope, and when it's gone, it's gone. When you have cash on you, it is so much harder to spend the money. You try to break it down about $200 give or take each week. Again, we have me, my husband, and 4 children. Our youngest daughter does have a allergy to dairy, and I cannot have any gluten. That increases our budget just a little bit more. We also live in a boom town, and so things here are much more than they were where we're from. The hardest part is getting it written down. Take the time to just do it and start. Maybe it comes to the end of the month and you completely flopped. That happens sometimes. We've had those months where we just went over budget, forgot to get cash out, went to the store without doing a grocery list, got stuff, and then we didn't have anything to make a meal when we got home. That's another video that is going to be coming here soon, how we meal plan and make a grocery list. It'll probably take 6 months to really like feel like you've got this. I'm super curious about stuff like this. Do you have a budget? Have you been using a budget? Are you needing to revamp your budget? Is this brand new to you? Remember to subscribe so you know when the next videos are coming out. It lets you know when this video comes out. It lets you know when the meal planning and grocery video is going to be coming out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.